What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
Welcome to the MG Show. I cannot believe it's already the 19th day of January 2026. Time is flying. It's been a pretty busy weekend of news. You got an ICE agent rolling up on protesters saying, "Why are you guarding pedos or people that harm children?" And people think that the Guardians of the Pedophile meme movie that Q posted was about Jeffrey Epstein. How about it's about the people that they let in this country? Shady Groove, welcome to the show.
Man, oh man, isn't it interesting to watch the dynamic play out, a dynamic that we so easily could see coming from far away, but now it's kind of started to hit home, and the left are attempting to George Floyd Renee Good, and it's not working, everybody. Like they have the media coverage wall to wall. They've got it located, and basically one state is absolutely not cooperating. The people understand that the state is not handing over the illegals to the authorities so that they can be removed from the country. Instead, they're releasing them in the community and causing ICE to go into the community and get them, and then they run around with their bells and whistles and protect their criminal element. It could not be any clearer, and it's very interesting that we find, again, the media on the side to protect the criminal element among us.
That's right. And this is a Q post right here, a Guardians of the Pedophiles movie poster playing. Panic in D.C. They're panicking because their healthcare fraud has been exposed, Shady.
That's right.
And then FISA-gate. You've got the FISA-gate. That's also kind of helping, going on in the background as well. And we've got another pesky proof today about voter ID, Shady Groove.
I mean, again, this is everybody wants to get all up in arms and lose their minds about the midterms. We're going to fix big part of the reason that Democrats keep winning. And a big part of that is voter ID and the fraud that the illegals can actually commit, which is voting many times. It's not like the illegals that are voting vote once, everyone. The illegals that are voting many, many times. And it's very interesting to see how many people on the left still won't believe that an illegal, whenever they get a driver's license, get a voting ballot sent to them. In Oregon, if you get a driver's license, you're immediately registered to vote, and they mail you your ballot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
People say, "Oh, well, how do you know? Prove it." You can prove it through the state register where they mailed the ballot to the illegal.
But it goes more than that, too. According to the Q post, yes, you are correct with the illegals, but In the Somali fraud scandal, Republicans probe evidence of a blue state scheme. So the first post that has voter ID is, why are there no voting ID laws in place? What do you need an ID for? List, compare, laugh. What is the argument for not allowing voter ID laws to be enacted? Why are immigrants important? Muslim Brotherhood? Votes, attacks. Why are illegals important? MS-13, votes, 187, which is the California code for unaliving. And why is open border important? It all covers it here, Shady Groove. Wow.
100%. You had an insight to understand what it was that they were really going to do. Before this was before you saw what Joe Biden did. He literally, you think, oh no, they really wouldn't open the border and let every single person that came to the border walk across and then come into the country. Well, here, Joe Biden administration, hold my beer. Yeah. Here we go. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah. So let's quickly look at this real quick. This is President Trump doubling down with this post right here, Shady Groove. Rigged elections are common in the U.S., and we've talked about even up to Lincoln, Shady Groove, George Washington, okay? With the presidential election of 2020 being the granddaddy of them all, we demand voter ID. In some Somalia fraud scandal, Republicans probe evidence of blue state election scheme, guys. And then this, Shady Groove. This is the first... listen to this. Here we go.
He wasn't the president. First of all, the election was rigged. You ought to have voter ID. You ought to insist on it. You ought to insist on it. Can you imagine? In California, they not only don't have voter ID, but if an official at the voting booths, which they don't have, by the way, because it's all mail, if an official, a voting official, even asks somebody for voter ID, sir, would like to see your identification. Do you come from our country? They put him in jail.
There are 12 posts with voter ID.
Right. So there are 12 posts with voter ID, Shady Groove. Should we go over them real quick?
I mean, I don't have a problem if you want to read them.
I mean, I think we should, because, people need to understand that these are Q drops, okay? Not QAnon booga booga, drops of Q that map directly to President Trump's own platform, guys. This is President Trump's platform right here, Shady.
It is.
Yeah. So the first one right here, let's go through it, okay? This is post 121, 11/6/2017. Why were the acts that recently occurred in Saudi Arabia so critically important? What U.S. assets are in place in and near Saudi Arabia? See, we've gone through these with other things. This is all, you realize this is all connected, right?
But that's the whole point, the connections to Saudi Arabia and the IT guys and A1 and Pakistani all plays into how it is they manipulate and get all the information that they need
funding Obama
from Congress, so that they can actually go out into these states and manipulate the elections in the states. Remember, 20, 30 years ago, there wasn't really an apparatus by these elite to go out to your local district and manipulate your election. They had to build that. They've been working on building that for the last 20 years, and this is what I think that was being called out here.
So then we say what assurances were made to protect the kingdom? Who shot down the missile from Yemen? POTUS declassify speech, JAP 11.5. What was it really from Yemen? How do we know? Why is this relevant? Who are the puppets? Who are the puppet masters? Who pulls the strings? What provides power? What if U.S. elections can be rigged? How are JFK, Reagan, and Trump different from the rest? Why did JFK surround himself with family, much like POTUS? What if it was bought and paid for? How would this be possible? Why are there no voting ID laws in place? What do you need an ID for? List, compare, and laugh. What is the argument for not allowing voter ID laws to be enacted? Why are immigrants important? Muslim Brotherhood votes attacks. Why are illegals important? MS-13 votes 187. Why is open border important? What did Barack Obama say on the campaign trail last year to illegals within the U.S.? What did Barack Obama encourage? Was this legal? Who owns sizable stakes in voting machine companies? Who decides what voting machine companies are used in elections? Why are some important counties still manually and hand counted? God save us. Q.
And that's what we're doing. We're working on saving ourselves. We're working on, all we really need is information to be made relevant. The ability of the media to do what they do is because they control what they make relevant. They control what they make relevant today. They control what they make relevant tomorrow. Donald Trump is a gravity that they can't reckon with. He makes what's relevant. So this is what we're doing with him, is countering what they're trying to make relevant with each step. And hopefully in the end, we've outpaced them.
That's right. That's right. So here we go to 11/14/2017, the second post. Okay. For the coming days ahead, ask yourself an honest question. Why would a billionaire who has it all, fame, fortune, a warm and loving family, friends, etc., want to endanger himself and his family by becoming the president of the United States? Why would he want to target himself and those he cares about? Does he need the money? Does he need the fame? What does he get out of this? Does he want to make the U.S./world a better place for his family and all those good and decent people who have long been taken advantage of? Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of mass murder unalivings occurring to satisfy Moloch. Perhaps he could not stomach the thought of children being kidnapped, drugged, and graped while leaders, law enforcement of the world turn a blind eye. Perhaps he was tired of seeing how certain races and countries were being constantly abused and kept in need, poor, and suffering, all for a specific purpose. Perhaps he could not in good conscience see the world burn. Why, hours after the election, did 7 people travel to an undisclosed location to hold a very private and highly secured, guarded meeting? Why didn't Hillary Rodham Clinton give a concession speech? When was the last time a presidential candidate didn't personally give a concession speech? What happens if the border remained open and the MSM continued to brainwash? At what point do patriots and hardworking men and women become the minority? What about the voting machines? Who owns the voting machines? What about voter ID laws? Photo ID when it is necessary and must be presented? Make a list, laugh, reconcile. Would the chances of defeating evil grow less and less with each passing year? What does red line mean? Why, again, were the arrests made in Saudi Arabia so very important? What strings were immediately cut? Follow the money. When does a bird sing?
Boy, isn't that a good post?
Wow.
I mean, that gives you a lot to actually deal with right there, including their current narratives. How many of you are hearing whenever you make a post about, oh, you guys are just you're just deporting brown people.
Yeah.
Or don't worry, one day the white race is going to be extinct in America.
Yeah.
You see what they're doing? This is intentional. What they are doing, what they are trying to do is erode the base of America, which is the pro-America people. The people
they're making you communists.
The people that built this country are trying to keep the country, and the people that are trying to destroy the country are the ones controlling all the apparatuses within the country.
That's right. Roro Patriot, love your information. $10 Rumble rent. Thank you so much. Tipped via Rumble wallet. Yes, $10 US of the gold tether. Thank you, Rev Rob. Ooh. And then President Hugh, ladies, raise your hand if your man loves the MG show. If not, raise your standards. I love that.
There you go. Right there.
I love that.
That's true.
I love that. Thank you. All right. So this is another one, 1803 on 8/3/2018. How do you safeguard the integrity of our elections from domestic and foreign criminal actors? On the MG show, we've showed you the foreign and domestic billionaires and people here. We've got, all right. So how do you utilize the Russia narrative to knock out decades of old election corruption? Why are Democrats opposed to cleaning up voter rolls? Why are Democrats opposed of imposing voter ID laws to further safeguard our elections? Why oppose basic common sense methods that are currently deployed worldwide? Logical thinking, corruption, and there's an article here about Trump sounds call for voter ID laws to fix rigged system after Nixon fraud panel. Interesting. Then the next one here, Shady Grove. Here it is. Look at this. Look at this, Shady. Look at this picture right here. Let me get out of that. There we go. Look at this picture that Q posted. Okay. There's your blue areas and there's your red areas. I see a lot more red. And this was from the 2016 election, guys.
And it was a lot more in 24.
And a lot more in 2024. Amazing what you discover when you research yourself. God bless you. So this is just a small things. Remember, Q asked us to list the things that you need ID for. List
Everything.
Yeah, and laugh. We're gonna laugh, okay? And this is you need voter ID. You need to get voter ID, but they're saying it's racist, right? But is it racist to purchase alcohol, cigarettes, open a bank account, apply for food stamps, apply for welfare, apply for Medicaid, apply for Social Security, apply for a job, apply for a mortgage, apply for unemployment, apply for hunting license, fishing license, housing, to rent a house or apartment, to buy a house or a condo, to drive a car, to rent a car, to buy a car, to register a car, rent a hotel motel room, buy an M-rated video game, boarding an airplane, get married, purchase a GUN, purchase ammo for your pew-pew, adopt a pet, get a prescription, donate blood, pawn shops transactions. Showing ID to vote is considered racist? How stupid is that? Will recent expected voter fraud actions by the Democrat Party provide support for a voter ID law? Voter ID law equals death of the D Party. Boomerang. Suicide?
It's racist because they're people from other countries want to vote, and you don't want the people from other countries voting, and usually the people from other countries are a different color than you, and so therefore it's racist that you don't want to give them the opportunity to have their voice heard.
Yeah. It's crazy. All right, so here's another one. 2610, 12, 2018. Will voter fraud be exposed before January? No. 2019 push voter ID based on verifiable intel fraud. 2020 plus safeguarded. However, we didn't get it done because we had a pretty bad cabinet surrounding President Donald J. Trump, Shady.
Yeah, and that turned out to be the case after I think some of the initial stuff happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't anticipating how bad everybody around them was.
Right. 2689, right here. The map. This is where the map where illegal immigrants live perfectly overlap blue counties where the Democrats vote. Okay, that's what that map is. And only when the election harms the Democrat Party will they claim foreign interference. Keyword foreign. What about domestic interference? Non-citizen votes by country, non-citizen promo by country, non-citizen organization by country, county. Votes by county, promo by county, or non-citizen by county. Okay. Targeted district breakdown by non-citizen data, ACC. Voter irregularities, internal. -2. Laws enacted in battleground areas as a test for 2020 voter roll screening, review of non-votes. D. Ballot population, track for signs, submit late for count, vote swing figures plus rule of law, new standard of no-show vote, SC 2019 scope case. Why do Democrats push for no voter ID in the United States elections? Why do Democrats push for open borders? Find the connection. Sometimes a map helps. What Supreme Court decision 6-3 ruled voter ID did not suppress votes or deter minorities? Reuters article, USA Politics Court, Supreme Court upholds photo ID voting law. What false narrative is pushed by Democrats regarding voter ID law? Racist? Voter suppression of minority votes? When is an ID required? Should an ID not be required at all for any reason, giving the argument made by the Democrats? Does the argument a national voter ID law would suppress the minority vote suggest minorities are incapable of obtaining an ID? When is an ID required? Which minorities are they referring to? Illegal immigrants? Logical thinking. If there is a previous Supreme Court decision on the matter, pre-POTUS, justice confirmed, what would a national voter ID law mandate using the Supreme Court ruling of 2008 plus common sense logic arguments as the legal foundation have merit? Is every other country that is voter ID law considered racist? Will the DOJ support the push instead of file legal challenges as Loretta Lynch did in the past? If the Supreme Court ruled in 2008 that voter ID laws do not impact, harm, or prevent minorities from voting, how could the U.S. Fourth Circuit Court rule opposite? Is the Fourth Circuit Court considered left and liberal? Yes. Why do Democrats want power at all costs? One example above. Logical thinking, facts matter. You are the news now. And then there's the one here again, Shady Groove. Q responds to the post that we just read and puts the list there. Okay. And then here's 2855 and 2/21/2019. Welcome to the Democrat Party. They will stop at nothing to regain power. Time to adopt voter ID law. And this is U.S. elections. North Carolina Elections Board orders new U.S. House election. All right. 3553 7/30/2019. Not the first time, not the last time. Reread past drops regarding voter ID. Okay, and here we go. This is another one here with You Are the News Now. We just read that one. Prepare for voter ID, voter suppression of minority vote. That's what they're going to say. That's their little narrative. That's their playbook. 3558 just in. Trump tags QAnon Booga Booga account calling for voter ID law. Oh God, not that shady.
Mm-hmm.
Trump has periodically called for stricter voter ID laws, which advocates warn could restrict ballot access in low-income communities, students, and people of color like clockwork. ID required when? Sheep follow the most absurd arguments. Democrat Party voter corruption on display. Shall we play a game, Shady? Huh? Nothing can stop what is coming. Who stepped down today? Nothing can stop what is coming. Brian Ware stepped down at that time. More coming? Why is this relevant? How do you show the public the truth? How do you safeguard the U.S. elections post-POTUS? How do you remove foreign interference and corruption and install U.S.-owned voter ID laws? That's very important. U.S.-owned voter ID laws and other safeguards. It had to be this way. Sometimes you must walk through the darkness before you see the light.
And that post, ladies and gentlemen, that he just read was about a week after the election, if I am correct.
Yep, 11/12/2020.
Yes, right. So, and then therefore, that moment, we as the MG show kind of knew right then in that moment that what had just happened in that election was something that they understood was going to happen in that election. That is part of the reason we didn't get sucked down the devolution rabbit hole, because you could clearly see by that post where it said, sometimes you got to walk through the darkness. Okay. Yep. And that's exactly what we did. And so everything that he just read to you, that update that he just gave you guys, now connect that to what you saw in the Biden administration. Yeah. Did that predict everything that the Biden administration would do? And does that predict everything that we're talking about here to this very moment? Because this is the conversation that we're preparing you for. The MG show is here on Monday, getting you ready for your test. Your test is going to be standing up to these foolish people to try to tell you that there's something racist about a voter ID law. Okay, you got to be strong with these people. You got to look them in the eye and you've got to tell them they are nuts, because you cannot go and get a hunting license. You cannot go get any license. You cannot do anything without an ID in America. And voting is the main thing. And it is not racist to expect someone to prove that they are an American to vote.
Yeah. So there you guys have it, a pesky Q proof, guys. And I'm not ashamed to say it.
It's because you shouldn't be ashamed to say it. There's nothing to be ashamed of. What it is that we have done here is we have found a way to listen to the president because of what he says, not because of what the media says he says, or the Flynn Network says he says, or Alex Jones says he says.
Yeah.
Q says what he says.
Yeah. And Q says what Trump says. And
that's exactly right.
Q plus is more than likely Donald Trump. And 3 Second Dan is 3 Second Dan.
That is correct.
Wow, guys. So rigging the laws, rigging the elections is absolutely, happening, guys. Thank you, Ducks. Appreciate that. If I missed a couple, I apologize. But here we go, guys. This is where we're at, guys. This is the crux of the problem. And it has to do with why they don't require the voter ID laws to get the illegal aliens in, to get the fraud. They're so mad at the Healthcare Act because it's cutting their fraud off. We're seeing multiple reports on the Leering centers. We get it. Now there's vehicles of over 1,000 transportation companies, okay, bringing children to daycares that don't exist. There's billions of fraud in New York. There's billions of fraud in California. This is how they do it.
Yeah, but okay, so you're pointing to something very, very good there. That's something very, very good, because this is how they do it. What did they build? Okay, so we're trying to deport their illegal and the illegal is there receiving what from the government? Oh, well, that illegal is the head of the Leering Center, and that illegal is the head of the transportation, and that illegal is the head of the autism center. So all of the illegals they put into places. So then we're going in and trying to get the illegals, but no, you're trying to get the head of our Leering Center. You're trying to get the lead guy on our transportation company. You see how this works, guys? Yeah. This is the way that they're protecting the enemy that you fight is so much more has so much more depravity than you could ever even imagine.
That's right. So now,
it's crazy.
Think we've got the real proof on this right here. This is the movies again, Shady. Mm-hmm. The Guardians of the Pedophiles. And I want to back that up with this right here. I even posted Guardians of the Pedophiles, Rapid ID. Let's listen to this ICE officer that rolled up on protesters, guys. Listen, this needs to be shared, this needs to be seen, and this needs to be understood.
So you're reporting, we're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
Oh, they're not. No, we're pressing. We're not
that
honking.
vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane. That's what we're doing. My warrant is not for you. My warrant is not for you. I don't have to prove a real warrant.
So that lady's back there saying they're lying. They are arresting children harmers, guys.
You really can't find words, right? You really you sort of look, you think, oh, well, there's no describing it because we've never seen anything like this.
No,
there's no human being. Like, you can't really believe that there's human beings on earth that are like this. But once you've gone through a certain amount of time of being disassociated with reality, you can pretty much take a human and plug anything that you want to into it. And if they believe it, they're going to act as if it is so.
That's right. And I want to just go over this one more time, guys. This is the dhs.gov/wow. Worst of the worst. Okay. And, we've got some new arrests here as well. This is Vice Lord guy. Okay. We're talking about voter ID, talked about MS-13. You can pretty much interchange any gang with that, Shady Groove.
You can.
But what's that?
I say you definitely can.
Yeah. Criminal sex conduct, 4th degree victim to a 13 and 15-year-old. This is what you're protesting. So let's just put child, right? So criminal. So it's not just child. I mean, there's more, but just with child, Shady, we get 62. Okay, just with child. Okay, aggravated sexual. This is the Guardians of the Pedophiles. You guys in Chicago are this guy. You guys right here in Texas, if you guys are out there, sexual assault of a child, guys. Abduction in Chicago. I mean, guys.
If they didn't get them, if they listened to you, if they listened to the politicians in Illinois and in Chicago, these people would still be on the street, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But instead, I says, no, take a hike. We're going in anyway. And, you got, by the way, whenever I said on what I was saying earlier, I just want to make the point that, they don't have like every single city activated like this. We have Gavin Newsom just, on his dumb little podcast was just talking to Ben Shapiro, and he says that California is 100% cooperating with ICE.
Yeah.
What he means by that is that whenever ICE says, okay, you're holding Juan in prison and don't release this person, we're going to come get him. And instead of releasing him into the street, California is holding the perpetrator until ICE gets there and gets him. That's all that is being requested of Minnesota. Do you understand that? Can you help us explain this to your friends? The only thing that's happening in Minnesota is instead of them holding these perpetrators, once they're known that they are in the system, instead of holding them in the prison or the jail or the facility or wherever the hell they're at, they release them onto the street. And then ICE has the name and their previous locations or where they might be. And so they're out there looking for them. And then these idiots are following them around with honking horns and whistles and A bunch of
Oh, it's
BS.
ridiculous. I'm yelling at ice.
Yeah, that's a perfect meme, by the way. I did see your Homer meme this morning. That was perfect for these retards. I can't say that, I'm sure.
So understand that, they're saying Renee Good was shot by us. She was. And you know what? I feel very bad that she was shot and unalived. Okay. And I think we all must understand that. And I get that. However, she was impeding a lawful federal investigation and operation arresting somebody that was probably a lawbreaker, guys. Noem was on Deface the Press.
Yeah.
This weekend. And the lady's like, what's the percentage of people that are criminals? 70%. 70% of the people they're arresting are known criminals. That's a pretty big percentage, guys.
But there's a big operation to try to push back. Even Joe Rogan this weekend on whatever his show was, he's acting like, oh, I didn't really sign up for ICE going to the construction site. I did. I 100% did. I signed up for them going anywhere they see illegal immigrants. As a matter of fact, I could take it even further. If I was in charge, I would be charging every single employer that employed an illegal immigrant. You want to know how to stop these people from employing illegal immigrants or illegal aliens?
Make somebody held accountable. Yep.
Make some examples out of the people that are doing it, and then people will quit it. But they're housing them. This is a dynamic that a lot of you don't understand.
Who's going to pick our oranges, Shady?
Yeah, some of these big corporations, meat corporations and stuff, are housing the illegals on the premises of their facility. So it's almost like they've got a little town there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen it. I mean, out there, in the middle of Florida, they've got all these like shacks and places
Tyson
where they.
There's another one. Chicken.
Yep. All right. So let's do this real quick.
Let's do
this because it's the Rumble Wallet, guys. You need to get the Rumble Wallet if you're on the big screen TV. Oh, wait. If you're on the big screen TV, I think Yeti has the.
He does.
What is it called?
It's called the QR code.
QR code. Thank you, Shady. I need help. All right. So here we go. We're going to accept and start because they can cancel your accounts, freeze your cards, decide what you're allowed to buy, say, or support. Big banks and financial institutions have total control, and they use it. That's why financial independence matters now more than ever. Introducing the Rumble Wallet, a wallet built for real freedom. With Rumble Wallet, you control your money, not a bank, not a government, and not even a tech company. You can buy digital assets like Tether Gold, and Bitcoin in one secure place. No permission, no middleman, and no cancel button. And when you want to support the creators that you actually believe in, like us guys, you can actually use the Rumble Wallet app to directly tip content creators securely, instantly, and without interference. This isn't a credit card line that they can shut off. This is your wallet permanently. Yours to protect your future. Yours to protect your family. When the system fails, when institutions turn on their own people, financial sovereignty is the difference between security and vulnerability. Rumble Wallet isn't about politics. It's about freedom, ownership, and protecting what's yours. So take control today. Download Rumble Wallet now and step away from the big banks for good. The ownership, true protection, and true financial freedom.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Wow.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate Rumble Wallet. And I appreciate you guys that have made some donations through Rumble Wallet. And I also appreciate you, Jeff. And I have to apologize to you. My counselor told me to apologize to Jeff when I interrupt him unnecessarily, which I just did. So I'm now apologizing to him.
Moo.
Straight. Because I'm trying to make things right.
Knock, knock. Interrupting cow.
Interrupting. Moo.
Moo.
No.
It's all good. We got a little bit of a delay, so people think that we do it on purpose. We don't. But it's sometimes, when you're trying to do a rant, when you get interrupted, it not on purpose. It does screw you up, and I screw him up too. So I'm sorry as well.
Yeah, you do, and so does it's
Yeti. When Yeti sneezes,
it's mutually.
There's Yeti right now.
It's
All right,
mutually
Moody Magpie.
exclusive.
Moody, we love you too. We still need your Rumble rants, guys. When POTUS mentioned whole milk, he said WHOLE with a W. Check out 4951. Very interesting. Gotcha.
Interesting.
I didn't even see that post yet. Maybe that's new. I don't know. But
leave Shady alone.
4950. Screw Shady.
Listen
No.
here, you better get over to me like leaving Shady. Like, okay, now now I'm back in the driver's seat.
You're back in the doghouse. 4951. We just tease each other, guys.
It's so good.
We actually love each other.
You should hear us. We think that our personal phone calls would make great content.
Oh God.
we get very animated.
Yeah. Worth following D-class designations. That's what. 4931. I'm sorry. Jeez. 4931 has the W. I think that's what you're talking about. No? 4951. Jeez. How come? Shady, help me.
I cannot give you a senior discount.
4951. We just read that.
Yeah, we read that.
4951. Very interesting.
So
With the W. What?
Somebody came in late.
Did you type the wrong drop number in, Moody? Shall we play a game? Nothing can stop what is coming. That's 4951. Yeah. So I don't know. We just read that one. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, guys. We love you guys. And then we got some trust. Thank you for the subscription. Also, Patriot Pollywog, you young little patriotic tadpole. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Lindy says, here's a little towards your counseling. Oh boy, $10 Shade. It's good. You know, that counseling's like $500 an hour.
Whenever we have to go to extra
no wonder
session.
we're slipping.
I thought we were doing good. So who? Okay, listen, we have the counselor actually watching, guys. So the counselor watches the show and sees the dynamic because the counselor wouldn't believe me whenever I was explaining to him what it is that Jeff does to me every day. And then the counselor's like, I can't believe you were right about that, Shady. And then Jeff really got reprimanded pretty hard. That's how come I did my immediate apology. I'm trying to set an example.
Yeah.
I got more yarn to spin too.
You guys are awesome, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So you guys are awesome. We got more. We got, Cupid. Thank you for the subscription as well. Let's get these people clothed. Okay, we got a lot of naked people out there, Shady Grove.
This ain't a nude beach.
No, we need our Red Castle
last
clothes.
place you want to go.
What is what Yeti's saying and why you need to open a Leering Center to cover your counseling. So what would it be called? A counseling center?
Let's not try to be funny in real time. Stick to the script.
That's right. Finn said that we had a script.
Yeah.
My family's asking for sources for Minnesota not holding criminals for ICE. Can anyone link a media source? They won't accept government sources.
Well, the government's the only people that can give you the source that they're not accepting them. They're
because CNN ain't going to do it.
Yeah, the only other way would be if you were on the ground there to understand the court as the court is processing people. They're letting them walk out of the courtroom.
Yeah.
If you can't use a government source, then the media is not reporting that anywhere.
Yeah. And, they're not targeting. You know what? In fact,
we're saying
I'm okay if they're targeting, people that look like they're from another country, if they have an accent, because they're here illegally. Mm-hmm. And they're saying, well, it's a constitutional violation of our Fourth Amendment and our whatever. No, it's not. There is no constitution that applies to an illegal alien.
Try saying that to AI, guys. The AI has got this all screwed up. I could not believe the vortex I ended up in. I'm not going to go off on it right now, but I could not believe the vortex I ended up. The AI says that everybody here is protected by the Constitution. That's what it thinks. It thinks that once your foot hits that beach, you're somehow an American. That's what AI is telling these people, and I think that that's a big part of the problem. Instead of like people going to the reference material in the library, that's been written down for a long time, they're going to this new stuff that the AI is just pulling out of its ass.
Wow. If you're here illegally, you don't have a constitution because you are not a citizen of this country. I mean, that's hello? Am I missing something here?
You are missing the narrative. Yes, sir. You're completely skipping over everything that everybody's being told.
Wow.
You're old school.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Constitution, that garbage Constitution thing, that they're working on wadding up and throwing away. Well, this is part of how they throw it away. That would literally mean that all 8 billion people on Earth have a constitutional right to Medicaid. They have a constitutional right to get Social Security.
Wow. And did you see that Nick Sotor?
Yes.
Did you see that he was robbed by Somali thugs?
Yeah, and they uncovered another fraud scheme because of it, I think.
Jesus. So a group of here, let me just play it.
She just stole next camera.
Let's get her. No, get in the camera.
Just tell her to give him the camera back.
Give him the camera.
What happened, Nick?
Third world country. That's what happened.
Right out of your hand while you're in the car?
That's what the fuck you wanted, right? That's the fuck you wanted, right? That's what you did. Man, listen, motherfucker, you gotta get the fuck up out of here.
My daughter.
You fucking coward.
So do you support this?
You have to leave.
Get the fuck up, you motherfucker. Get the fuck up out of here. Bitch.
Sorry about the language, but this is the Democrat Party.
Motherfucker, you trying to inflate that shit.
Nobody stepped in.
Get the fuck up out of here, bro.
$1,000 worth of equipment.
Yeah, fuck you, fucking bitch.
Did you call that? Did anybody call
Why are
911?
you in this neighborhood?
Have Kevin do it.
So how come they can be in neighborhoods, but Nick Sotor can't, Shady?
The definition, the reason for the Insurrection Act is whenever local government refuses to enforce the law. This is them refusing to enforce the law in a myriad of its circumstances and instances already.
Yeah. Guys, this is insane, okay?
Insane.
I mean, this is insane. Pipines, thank you so much. 5 subscriptions. Appreciate you. If that was the case, everyone that ever stepped into American soil would be an American. That's Cupid's Cowgirl, $10. Thank you so much for that.
That's what they tell us.
Yeah.
That's literally
what AI says, yeah.
That's literally what Grok says. I mean, I couldn't believe it, man. I argued with that stupid thing for an hour and still get these responses that are, AI is going to make a great lawyer. That's all I can say.
Yeah. It's insane, guys. There's so much happening. It's almost hard to leave for 2 days, Shady, and come back. I mean, there's so much. Crazy.
Also think that that's a good thing, by the way, Jeff. I know that we get overwhelmed and it's a lot, but at the same time, the only way that we beat these people is to outpace them. That we cannot let them lead the charge. We cannot let them set the narrative. We have to have them chasing the narrative, which is currently what we have. And I think this week we've got a number of really amazing things, I think, on the agenda for this week, including the Davos thumb in the eye that we're going to do. So they're all preparing for the, to be trumped in 2026 midterms. So
all Americans of all backgrounds, actually a majority of Republicans and what, 30 some odd percent of, so what is it? 80% of Republicans you saw a poll, Shady. What was it?
I saw a poll over the weekend that was showing, and I'm not 100% that it's a legitimate poll, but it looked like what it was. One of the main was saying 88% of Republicans and 35% of independents and 30% of Democrats do not like what is being done to impede ICE deportations. So we have a pretty strong polling that we're on the right side as far as America is concerned in this.
Check this viral video that's going viral. Check it out.
Let y'all know now, I do support ICE. I stand for everything they doing. If it's anybody that's getting caught up in the crossfire, I'm sorry that it had to happen to you, but a democracy worked and people voted for these agents to get these illegal immigrants out the United States of America to make America safe again, make America great again, what other acronym you have for it. And then y'all keep telling these lies. Oh, well, Donald Trump is using ICE as his personal police force to get black and brown people out the United States. So he ain't getting no white folks out the United States. Matter of fact, we'll debunk that right now. Here go a white boy right here, boy about white as snow. Where he from? The UK, where he got convicted of drug trafficking in Arkansas. Sent his ass back to the UK. Here go another white boy right here. Where he from? The United Kingdom, white as snow. What is he convicted of? Look at all these terrible things he's been convicted of. And y'all mad because they get his ass up out the United States? But y'all keep telling me they only going after brown and black communities. Hold on, I got more. Another dude straight from the UK. He's smiling. He white. They got his ass the fuck up out the United States. Let's move on to the next. Another white boy straight out of Jersey. What he convicted of? Drug trafficking. What they did? Send him back to the UK. Next, another white boy straight from the UK. I'm just telling y'all. So why y'all out here talking about they only going after black and brown people? They gonna get you next. Here goes some white folks. I'm showing y'all. Look at what he getting charged with. What they doing? Sending him back to the UK. Hold on, I got more. Another white boy from the UK. Where they found him in Brooklyn, convicted of money laundering. What's his name? Jonathan Carson. Shipped his ass back to the UK. Got another white boy straight from France. Look at what he convicted of. Man, they getting him up out of here. So we got another one straight out of France. What he convicted of? Identity theft, fraud, and abuse. Shipped his ass back to France. Next, last but not least, we got a white man straight from Canada. Look at all this disgusting shit he getting charged for. Look at this shit. Y'all can read.
Wow.
Found his ass in Alabama. What they did, took his punk ass back to Canada. Shout out to Trump and ICE. I stand with ICE because they making America safe again and making America.
And that's just a few examples. God bless that guy. Wow.
I've not seen that. Is that viral? Did that go bonkers? I hope that went bonkers. I hope that people are seeing and spreading that gentleman's message right there, because that's exactly the truth. And we actually knew that because we showed you on Friday. We went through the list, or maybe it might have been on Thursday. We went through the list and showing you these people. You can see their pictures.
Yeah.
They're not all brown people.
Right. I mean, they're insane, these people. So let's just go do this. Let's go to wow, dhs.gov/wow, and then let's look at country of origin. Let's look at
UK. United Kingdom.
Let's go look at UK. Here it is right here. Okay, search. All right, so he showed you a couple. All right, some of them, okay. Some of white. White. Two. Another one over here. Let's keep going. White. White.
This feels so like kindergarten.
White. Doesn't it?
It really
White.
does, man.
White.
Like, where are we?
Fraud by wire. Drug trafficking. Wow. Dangerous drugs. Look at this guy. Look at these guys. Let's look at France now.
Yeah, France, Finland, Sweden, any of them.
Let's just search. So France.
Sure, there's no white people.
You've got.
There was one.
There's one. It's battery, smuggle, contraband, prison. Ocala, Florida. Bye, Sarah. Right here. Narcotic equipment possession. Bye. Stolen property. Conspiracy. Bye.
That looks white.
Burglary. Identity theft. Fraud and abuse. Marijuana. Sell dangerous drugs. Cocaine possession. Well, that's not white. Burglary. Well, later.
That's racist.
Later, exploitation of a minor, guys. Film, sexual exploitation of a minor, guys. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry at all, because we are beating these people. They are making things up, and they think that they could just utilize. They don't have the same type of power that they had 10 or 5 or 6 years ago during COVID. They don't have that type of power now. They are not able to convince the masses to go out and burn down their cities now, like they did in 2020. Do you remember that, guys? Everybody, that happened in like 400 cities or something. Like, they were out there everywhere within a minute of George Floyd. So this is what, a week?
10 days? City.
10 days since this incident has happened, and they still haven't been able to burn down a city.
Look at this shade of grove. This is Israel. Assault against child fondling.
Wait a minute. Now, if Trump is controlled by Israel, we wouldn't be deporting any Israelis.
Aggravated assault weapon, sex assault, aggravated assault weapon, non-family gun assault, firing weapon, aggravated assault, hometown, Illinois, synthetic narcotic possession, burglary, forced entry of a residence, burglary, driving under influence, liquor, and marijuana. Still, I'm showing you, like that gentleman was too, that we're not just targeting white people. We're targeting criminals. There's no color if you're a criminal, Shady. You're a criminal.
But see, that right there, my friend, that is a point that they don't want you to understand. Because this is the whole thing that they've been doing the whole time. Just like the virtue signal thing that says what they say about, because it's an inner city person, they don't have access to computers and they can't go vote. But they have to have a driver's license to participate in society. They have to have an ID to participate in society. This is the exact same thing
that's racist.
But that's racist. That's exactly right. But it's like, it seems to me like the white people go back to their country the same way the brown people go back to their country.
Imagine that. And they're going back to a country. See, if you're calling somebody Hitler and the Gestapo, they actually killed the people. They unalived the people. Let me see your papers. Oh, you're this religion? Into the hopper.
Into the
they
can.
put you in the furnace, dude. They unalived you, okay? We're sending them to the comfort of their own home.
You go back home.
Bye.
Like, not only that, we're sending them on an airplane. We're not making them walk. We could take them to Mexico and drop them off at the border and point them in the right direction, the direction they came in.
Yeah.
Which is like south is that way, go opposite of the sun.
That's right. So, the two critical factors for voting integrity and saving your country in America are simply requiring ID and voting in person. Let's check this out, Shady Group. Check it out. Wow. This is huge. Check this out.
Over to the Senate to give them even more incentive to go protect the sanctity of every American's vote. And that is the SAVE Act plus a picture ID requirement. Look, you can't even get on an airplane. You can't go to a bar tonight without showing a picture ID. Yet there are people in many states where the states actually have laws saying you can't show ID, which is a recipe for fraud, for stealing your vote if you're voting legally so that somebody can come behind you illegally in another country and actually vote and steal your vote. Because if somebody's voting illegally, they're stealing your vote if you're following the rules. So SAVE Act plus picture ID, we're going to bring that too, send that to the Senate. I think a lot of Americans would like that protection because if they're following the rules, they just want everybody else to. What makes people angry is when you see boxes of ballots showing up 2 weeks after an election, and then next thing you know, lo and behold, a Democrat takes the lead after being behind for 3 weeks after Election Day. And then somebody who voted by mail in the military, they're overseas fighting to defend our freedoms. Their votes that got in legally before the election are being nullified by somebody illegally. It needs to stop. We're going to have a bill to do just that.
Wow. Imagine that. We just want to follow the rules.
And we just showed you all of the evidence leading up to the reality that we knew this was coming and this is going to be the way. And at this particular point in time, I think that we can clearly say that a majority of the American people see that it's a problem and that it needs to be fixed and that there's going to be a contingent of illegal people here. And we need the proper identification to be able to participate in the voting system of America. People that come here illegally don't know how to protect themselves with the Second Amendment.
And they're more adverse to vote communist.
Exactly right. And they don't know how to stand up for freedom of speech. They don't know what it means to interface with law enforcement. They don't understand anything about who we are. The people that come here legally do. The people that come here legally and go through the process and understand the Constitution, learn the law, pay the fee, come in and participate and contribute to society, they agree with us. And it's very clear that they agree with us.
They actually do. And Diane, I want to just, Diane Beach over there on YouTube says, yet every one of them has $1,000 phone. All of these phones are $1,000. This is $1,000 phone. Okay. I mean, that's how much they cost, sadly. But you pay for it, monthly or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the bottom line is a Somali gang member stole something from somebody trying to report the fraud in Minnesota. That's the point.
And the other point would be that the people there don't see that that's criminal. They see Nick as the criminal and the person that stole the camera as the virtuous Robin Hood of the scenario.
It's true. That's true.
Robbing from the rich and giving to the poor.
Yeah.
Quote unquote.
Mm-hmm. It's so crazy, guys. It's so crazy.
The Somali's probably getting about $5,000 a month, plus the SNAP benefits, plus no matter, who knows what other type of subsidies these people.
I bet they have $1,000 phones.
100% have
that you paid
phones.
For.
Yeah, I'd like to walk through some of these houses of these people because I got a feeling that you would be pretty impressed with how well these people live.
Yeah, I think you're right, Shady. Wow. So we're coming up at the top of the hour already, guys. Make sure you get to that Rumble wallet. Thank you for the Rumble rants. We got another one here. I think it was, that was the $5 from Pippins. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. What if you're an illegal in another country? You go to their prison. Absolutely. If you went to Mexico, they'd put you in prison.
Immediately.
Oh, let's boycott. Let's protest.
Mexican prisons have dirt floors.
Oh my God, you guys are all disgusting.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah. These people are the guardians of the pedophiles. We've proved it. And I'm telling you guys, this is the movie playing. It's not Epstein. It's their network that actually does the dirty work that brings these people in. And we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20%, and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back in stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queens $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
My Pillow is excited to announce they're having their biggest 3-in-1 sale ever, with a limited edition product, a back-in-stock special, and a closed-out deal you won't find anywhere else. My Pillow bed sheets, only $29.88, any color, any style, any size, even kings. Regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. My Towels are finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first and only time, get their limited edition premium My Pillows made with Giza cotton and a designer gusset. Queens, $17.98. Kings, only $19.98. Also, for a limited time, when your order is over $100, you will receive free shipping plus $100 in free digital gifts. So go to mypillow.com or call 800-873-0478 and use promo code MGSHOW. Use your promo code for the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.
nothing will ever make you feel like a human being again. Ever.
Tim Walz preaches peace, turn down the heat while Trump's ice rolls in. Boots on the street, deporting the invaders, enforcing the law, cleaning up the mess that the left let thaw. Turn down the temperature, add more ice. Agents on the border, no more playing nice. Deportations rising, rule of law in sight. America first, we're winning the fight. More ice means cooler days for you and me. Safe streets, strong border sovereignty. Called them Gestapo, modern day thugs. Then chaos in Minnesota, now he's begging for hugs. Trump, cool it down after fanning the flame. Open borders to sanctuaries, that's your game. Big shout out to MG Music, dropping truth bombs in every beat. Every beat. Fear not anthems, trusted planting, waking patriots on their feet. On their feet. From the MG show to the front lines, lyrics by Anthem Matrix hit hard. Faith fueled fire, battle cries, we're rising, never scarred. Hypocrisy high, left's rhetoric burn. Anti-ice screams now, lessons learned. They coddled the criminals, enabled the flood. Shock when enforcement draws real blood. Turn down the temperature, add more ice. Agents on the border, no more playing nice. Deportations rising, rule of law in sight. America first, we're winning the fight. More ice means cooler days for you and me. Hey, safe streets, strong border sovereignty. Walls look serious, playing both sides, but MAGA's awake, no more leftist rides. Enforce the laws, protect the land. Trump's America, united we stand.
So how do you turn down the temperature? You add more ice, Shady Grove.
I think that's what we're working on doing, and we're going to be adding a lot more ice. And so it's amazing how many people are becoming employed by ICE. The numbers are going up quickly.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a what do you call it? A stipend. Like if you join, you get a bonus, right? And if you're qualified, you'll get paid a pretty good. And this is what I voted for, guys. Trump ran on removing illegal aliens. Barack Hussein Obama, even split up DACA kids, and I didn't hear anybody protesting him. Guys, he removed more people than the Trump administration has at this point. Shady.
In a number of things, actually, a number of the instances that I've gone back and now I've seen a couple of people that kind of dug in on a lot of the people that Barack Obama targeted for deportation. A number of the people were actually where you were considered merit-based people that weren't on welfare.
Yeah.
You see, he was deporting people that were making a way for themselves in America in a real way and contributing to society and keeping the people that were stealing everything that wasn't nailed down. I found that an interesting development that I didn't quite realize from before.
Yeah. And I just wanted to just let you guys know that I don't support Jake Lang. And did you hear President Trump ask the Proud Boys to go into Minnesota?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
Or no, I didn't.
Yeah.
Sorry. I answered
Counselor,
that.
do you see what I have to deal with?
No, I was distracted.
Is my counselor watching right now? Do you see what I got to deal with? I throw him a curveball, and he whiffs it. You should be able to knock that one out of the park, pal.
I struck that right out.
So let me.
I think that I should be fired. I think you're going to have to fire me.
Well, we might get Marco Rubio.
You're gonna put Rubio in this seat. Oh, I see. Okay.
So let me start over.
Here we go. Let me
start over.
I'm ready to unplug this microphone.
Did you see Donald Trump call for the Proud Boys to go to Minnesota?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So stop it. So Jake Lang is the same guy that used an aluminum. He brought an aluminum baseball bat to the Capitol riots. Okay? General Flynn saying happy birthday to him. To make you look violent. Okay? He is not MAGA. He's probably Antifa. Guys.
He is Antifa.
And he's not. I don't support him. Nobody should support this guy. It's disgusting. He went there slapping pork and bacon on a Koran. He's asking for it. That's not how you do it, guys. This is not right. He is an idiot. I don't like him, and he can get the heck out of my movement, Shady Groove.
But he's there. No, well, he's there for a specific reason. He's there to do exactly what he's doing. He's there to generate the optic for the left that you're a racist POS. Okay, they need this. Remember, for a long time they kept saying, "Oh, you guys are a bunch of white supremacists." Well, unfortunately, we have figured out that some of these people, i.e., General Flynn Network and InfoWars Network, are white supremacists and actually are of the Nazi networks and actually do not like Jewish people. And it seems like it's everywhere, and they all aren't afraid to say it, but still, no one can see that the people that are out there telling you how disgusting and horrible and hate everything to do with Jewish people might be a Nazi.
And by the way, Jake Lang is Jewish.
I understand this.
Yeah. That's so look.
But wait, that's a good dynamic. That's a good point to make, because a lot of these people that are telling you all of these things, generating all of these anti-Israel rhetoric, those are Mossad agents. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is Mossad agent techniques that Jake Lang is using. So is Mossad techniques that Flynn is using, and all these people that have been fighting the MG show, all using Mossad techniques of propaganda and diversion and distraction.
That's right. So this is Jake Lang's post. I was almost ripped limb from limb. My pant leg literally being ripped off. Death before dishonor and replacement. The Lord is my rock and my strength. He's Jewish.
Where is the sea lion music?
Now I want you to also see that this black man who could be Muslim, okay? I don't know, but he's the guy that saved him. Very interesting, isn't it?
It is very interesting. And then there's like a whole nother layer of all this BS that's going on. Mm-hmm. They're being sent to incite. This is incitement. These are agent provocateurs. These are no different than the Antifa that embed themselves within actual protests. There are a lot of people out there in different communities that were legitimately protesting George Floyd. They weren't like just trying to burn stuff down. They thought that there was something to protest, and then all of a sudden the protest starts to turn violent. Right. This is the same thing. And right now what they're trying to do is they're trying to get both sides, right and left, doing the exact same thing so they can get us at each other's throats. Remember, you do not have to fight them. As the king, you don't have to fight them. All you have to do is convince the torch people that they're the pitchfork people are trying to prevent them from making torches. You see, that's all you're doing. Both sides are doing this, and you can clearly see these operations coming from the networks of InfoWars and Flynn. Alex Jones perpetuating this, all these people doing it.
So I wanted to just show you this. MAGA doesn't do this. Check it out, Shady. Here we go. Ready?
God.
White Americans need to save our country back.
A few inches later. A few moments later. A few minutes later.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let him go, y'all! Jake, are you here? Get off of him! Fuck you, man!
12 seconds later.
That's him! That's him! Is that him? Is that him? Yes! Open the door! Oh my God! Drive! Oh my God! Drive! Just drive! Stop! Wait! Let them go! Let them go! Hey, pull over! Pull over! Hey, leave it! Get out of here! Leave it off! Get out of here! No! Y'all just let him leave! It's not worth it! Hey! Sir! We don't know him! Stop it! Let him out! Let him out!
Wow. So I'm not going to sit here and say, we need to save white America. That is ridiculous. Patriots have no skin color. This is the United States of America. America, Shady, is a melting pot. And we love all of our brothers and sisters that are here in the United States. And no matter what color, race, or religion you are, as long as you're a productive, following the law person here in our country, Shady, I got no problem with anybody.
That right there, what you're just explaining, is the exact problem with these people. This is who they are. Unfortunately, it's like, you could pretend like they're not there if you want to. And at one point, I didn't really believe these people whenever they were saying that this group of people that are actually these network operators, the Posos of the world, the Bannons of the world. I didn't quite realize that they were exactly the racists that everybody has been pointing to. And they were exactly the ones that perpetuate and promote this nonsense right there. And they control the social media atmosphere with it.
Yeah. And this is a Christian activist, Jake Lang, kissing the wall, Shady.
Yeah.
He's not a Christian.
I know.
Stop it. He's not MAGA either. Stop it. The Proud Boys aren't MAGA. Stop it. I'm sick and tired of these asshats making you and me look violent.
And right here, we have one of the Democrats with a video of Jake Lang's incident over the weekend. And his comment is this. He went there to start bleep. Maggots have wet dreams of violent insurrection. This is your hero. Go F yourself. You see, that comment right there is the reason Jake Lang is doing what he's doing, to engineer the optic for the left that we are Jake Lang so that they can beat Trump in the midterms because they can convince the middle of America that that's what Trump people really are.
So this is when Patrick Byrne, self-admitted CIA agent, blocked me for reminding him of his own admission that he paid and flew the Proud Boys who were allegedly behind the violence of January 6th. He also donated to Jake Lang, who swung an aluminum baseball bat at Capitol Police. Though I do not agree with your description of their actions, I think they hurt 45 and MAGA, and they were tricked into doing so by a bunch of slimy Bolsheviks who need to swing. And you paid for them to be there, Patrick. 1 + 1 = 2. Dude, you've gone from dumb to tedious. Blocked.
But right there it is. This is the funding. This is how you get there. They're actually out there announcing it yesterday. Oh, Proud Boys are headed to Minneapolis. How they headed to Minneapolis? More than likely, Patrick Byrne and Roger Stone are funding them. Where are they getting the money from? More than likely from their 501c4 and their foreign people, just like Soros and Arabella Advisors are going out there to BLM and Antifa. It's the exact same thing on both sides. Can I get a 47 in the chat if we're doing an absolute excellent job here of navigating every single one of these POSs that throw this stuff at you and try to paint you as this? You aren't this. Like Jeff said, we understand that America is a melting pot. I'm not trying to fight for America to be a Christian nationalist nation.
No.
I want America to be a nation where everybody is free to be whatever they want to be. A human being can be whatever a human being wants to be. And as long as that human being is not hurting anybody else, it's none of your damn business what they believe. It's none of your damn business who they worship. Yes, I don't want the prayer calls coming out on the stupid loudspeaker at 5 a.m. I'll give you that. But other than that, it doesn't really matter what somebody believes. I don't necessarily think that Sharia law is applicable in America. So somehow we've got that hurdle to achieve. But the reality of the situation is you're supposed to be free and we're supposed to be a melting pot.
So here is a little reminder of who Jake Lang is. Here we go.
Can you just give me a brief of what happened, man?
One round's good, but maybe...
I had a steel baseball bat fucking swinging for the stars.
Bro, can you give me... you know his name?
He's a fucking hero.
Swinging for 3-star.
My name's real Jake Lang.
Say it again? Jake Lang?
Jakelang.
Where are you at online?
On Instagram, Facebook. I got 32,000 on Instagram. Patriot. I own libertycentric.com. It's like Parlor, but it's like an Instagram version.
We give you freedom of speech, and we fight the fuck for your rights. Absolutely.
You started. Is it like a social media
platform?
Can you give me a brief? What happened to you?
No, it'll reactivate it.
Yeah, don't do that.
I just got out of the fucking pain zone.
Hey, partner.
Yeah.
Just
So
scoot
we
over
were
so I
up
get
there.
some.
I ran out of neutralizer. We climbed up the scaffolding, and we got on that main area. Then we pushed him back, and we charged the front. There's a double door, like hallway, and so we broke the glass of both the double doors, reached around in, pulled it open, and then it was like the movie 300 Spartans. It was fucking a line of 5 guys, fucking police officers, 5 of us, heaving, hoeing. People were almost dying in between all the heat. You know, everyone is 2 forces just pushing on each other. That lasted about an hour or 2. Then they started fucking hitting us with batons in the face, rubber bullet in the foot, the real strong pepper spray. It's been 30 minutes, I can't open my eyes. And we started bringing out the fucking metal rods and everything on these motherfuckers. Amen. Yeah!
My Patriot, Rio Jake Lane.
What's your name, brother? Yeah, I got a fucking nice gash on the top of my head. What's your Facebook, Instagram, brother? Real Jake Lang, Lang.
So that guy is a paid agitator, okay? I mean, how paid for by, guess who, Shady Groove?
Guess who?
Patrick Byrne.
Just like the Proud Boys, just like all the other people that run around and make sure that the left-wing media have plenty of racists to point at, as the left-wing media ignores all the anti-Semitic stuff that the Mossad agents are running in your in like every single avenue of social media out there, all completely ignored. Virtue signaling for Palestine. Nobody really ever pays any attention at all to what's really going on at the core of it. And to be honest with you, they want each religion to destroy the other one. What they would really like is for none of the religions to be left, except for one church in Rome.
Very interesting.
The New World Order, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to eliminate all the competition.
And General Flynn, while he was allowed to do podcasts in prison, he was also trying to capture other people. Okay, I think he's an agent. I think he's a Fed, and I think he's a POS. And this show does not stand for the Proud Boys going to Minneapolis or Jake Lang or anybody else. Let ICE do their job.
It's hard enough as it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it hard enough as it is for these people, for these brave men and women that are going out there and getting these people off the streets? Do you think that, a 300-pound pedophile is easy to catch and get into a car and get on a plane and get out of here? Give these people some grace, for crying out loud. Stop it.
That's right. Pastor Chatelet, I got that video up there on my timeline for you during the break, so you can check that out. But I'm telling you right now, guys, there's a lot of BS going on. So now, Shady, we've got Don Lemon, Shady Grove. He go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I had a feeling that this is where we were headed to, the Lemon. It's actually a perfect segue because it provides the exact example of what we're just explaining to you. Yeah. Don Lemon, Jake Lang, the same.
Yeah. So Don Lemon and a bunch of radical leftists stormed a church in St. Paul, Minnesota, Shady, during Sunday worship. Okay. And they were chanting "ICE out," terrifying families and the kids mid-service. And it's all because a pastor at that church serves as acting ICE field office director. This is desecration of a house of worship, and there's a potential violation of the FACE Act. It's 18 U.S.C. 248, Section 248. DOJ civil rights attorney Harmeet Dillon is investigating interference with the Christian worshipers, and AG Bondi is directing a full probe protecting your religious liberty. Again, this is an attack on Christians, guys, okay? Because no more leftist mobs should be targeting churches. Even Nicki Minaj, and we'll get into that. But let's just show you what the heck happened over the weekend with Don Lemon.
I think this is all an attack on Christians. I think every single thing that we are talking about is an attack on Christians. I think what Jake Lang is doing is an attack on Christians. I think illegal immigration is an attack on Christians. I think that all of the stuff going on everywhere in America by the media is a direct attack on Christians. And I think that this right here proves it perfectly. What Jake Lang is doing is an attack on Christians.
I agree. He's making you look bad.
Correct.
So if you don't get out there and say, I don't support Jake Lang, you look like a MAGA racist.
Yep.
It's that simple. Check it out.
Tell us why you're doing this.
This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere that is a key location. They don't expect us to come there, and then we disrupt business as usual. So that's what we're about to go do right now. Demanding justice for Renee Good and letting them know that this will not stand. They cannot pretend to be a house of God while harboring someone who is directing ICE agents to wreak havoc upon our community and who killed Renee Good, who almost killed a 6-month-old baby. Enough is enough. I am a reverend on top of being a lawyer and an activist, so I come here in the power of the Almighty God.
What do you think of this? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. But there were folks who will say, I have to take care of my flock. Okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest. Yeah. We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ. I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me though. We're here to worship Jesus. Yes. That's why we're here. Yeah. Okay. That's why we're here. Okay. That's what we're about. Don't you think Jesus would be understanding and love these folks? We're about spreading the love of Jesus. But did you try to talk to them as a Christian? No one is willing to talk. Okay. I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building. You don't want us to chronicle what happened? Unless you're here to worship. I'm always worship. I'm a Christian. We're here to worship. Yeah. We're here to worship. Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. These people who are wearing the uniform now, you think they're patriots?
I don't think so, especially those ICE agents.
That's
no, hell no.
Yeah. Well,
no, they're terrorists.
No.
They're traitors.
They can't be patriots if they're constantly violating people's First Amendments and their Fourth Amendments.
Yes,
it's against the Constitution to identify people without reasonable articulable suspicion.
Due process.
You can't just identify somebody based on the color of their skin. That's completely against the Fourth Amendment.
Or that they have an accent.
Or if they have an accent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I do not agree with that 100%.
Thank you guys. Thank you for your service. I appreciate it.
Minnesota, a group of activists led by Don Lemon stormed a Baptist church by the name of Cities Church during their worship time. They were screaming and chanting, disrupting the singing and the preaching because they suspected an ICE officer may attend the church. This is a violation of what is known as the FACE Act. And not only do we condemn this act, but tonight I want to demand that the Department of Justice investigate what took place in Minneapolis, apprehend those who broke the law, and arrest them accordingly.
I agree with that. Now, Shady, so we have that, and then you've got Lemon, live streamed all of this, guys. He interviewed the mob inside the sanctuary, confronted Pastor Jonathan Parnell, and called it journalism and First Amendment rights, Shady. But newsflash, guys, storming a church and interrupting a prayer and intimidating Christians isn't protected speech. Okay, it's federal territory under the FACE Act and protections for places of worship. The assistant AG Harmeet Dillon says, quote, a house of worship is not a public forum for your protest. You are on notice, end quote. Trump's DOJ won't tolerate attacks on faith or law enforcement. Full accountability is coming. Here's Harmeet Dillon, Shady. Check it out.
The Attorney General has been on this from the moment it happened. There are already 2 prosecutors from my office on their way to Minneapolis, and they'll be there this morning. We have an FBI team assembled and local prosecutors as well. This is going to get the highest attention from the Department of Justice because there is no more sacred right in our Constitution than the right to assemble and pray to God. And there are federal laws that protect that right. And what happened here was a shameful exercise of virtue signaling, disruption, fear, terror. You can see children in this video being ushered out the back by their terrorized mothers. And this is illegal. And I want to add that the Biden administration prosecuted people peacefully praying outside abortion clinics for much, much less. The Attorney General has...
Wow. So imagine a bunch of Muslim people just gathering and walking right into a Christian church and starting to like, pray. You see, you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to imagine a protest like walking into a Walmart. The whole protest walks into the Walmart and starts like protesting to every single person that's trying to buy a shirt. You're not allowed to do that. It's similar to yelling fire in a crowded theater. You're not protected in these certain circumstances, and this is one of the circumstances. I find it very interesting that Don Lemon finds himself so irrelevant that he has to do some sort of antics like this to have anybody pay any attention to him.
And, on top of that, because they receive their 501c3s and they receive federal funds, they are a federal FACE Act. He's an idiot, Shady.
I think he may have stepped in it here.
Uh-huh. So this is Nicki Minaj. She says, Don sucking lemon is disgusting. How dare you? I want that thug in jail. Nicki Minaj. It's called Don sucking lemon.
That's creative.
And she even doubled down a couple times. But Don Lemon is actually panicked after the DOJ investigation is launched into him and the anti-ICE leftists storming the church in Minneapolis. He didn't know there was an organization this organization was doing until he followed him there. We did journalism, he says. Check it out, Shady.
Nice story, bro. That's like all the people that were inserted inside the Capitol. They were just doing journalism, too. The guy with the horns, he was just doing journalism.
MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true. So let me just make it clear, because this assistant attorney general, I don't know, gosh, what's her name? Something Hammett, Gillen or whatever. So I had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until we followed them there. We were there chronicling protests. Once the protest started in the church, we did an act of journalism, which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. That's it. It's called journalism. First Amendment, all that stuff. For all of you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutist, there you go. So why don't you talk to the actual person who is in charge of the organization and whose idea it was to have the protest at the church before you start blaming me for stuff for which you have no idea. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
What a dork, huh?
So the people that were organizing the protests were Racial Justice Network and Black Lives Matter Minnesota. So I guarantee you that he is a card-carrying member of one of the two, if not both.
So Don Lemon has reportedly been caught admitting his intent to violate the FACE Act. Guys, check this out.
Into Minneapolis a little bit ago and did some reconnaissance on the ground, speaking to an organization there that's gearing up for resistance and protest. I've been pleasantly surprised to see the community coming together. Diverse community. If you see this, when we first pulled up, we're like, wait a minute, which operation are we at? And as it turns out, because we were like, well, this is kind of MAGA coded, right? So the American flag or whatever, but these are resistance protesters. They're planning an operation that we're going to follow them on. I can't tell you exactly what they're doing, but it's called Operation Pull Up. And it's Takima Armstrong, and she has been doing this since George Floyd, Dante Wright, and others, where they surprise people, catch them off guard, and hold them to account. And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live. And these operations are surprise operations. Again, can't tell you where they're going.
So he knew the intent of what they were going to do, Shady.
And he was called there to participate in it. He had all kinds of details he didn't want to share with you right there, didn't he?
Yeah. Quote, they're planning an operation. We'll follow them. They'll catch people off guard. That's what we are doing.
We know where they're going, but we can't tell you.
Congressman Byron Donalds weighs in. Here, listen to Byron Donalds' mic drop today. Check this out, Shady.
All right.
I mean, these agitators who, by the way, they are paid, folks. America, they are paid to do this kind of mess. These are the people who will say they have a First Amendment right to speak, but they just trampled on the First Amendment right of that church to be able to worship. That's what they're doing right now, and this is completely unacceptable. But let's be very clear. President Trump and his administration, they're not going to bend the knee to the mob, because that's what the mayor of Minneapolis wants. That's what Tim Walz and Gavin Newsom, these other crazy governors, that's what they want. The Democrats have no solutions about protecting the United States, protecting their people, or having orderly legal immigration into the United States. I mean, the
mic drop.
Oh, definitely a mic drop. And an interesting thing that Mr. Donald's there is under assault from the network over the weekend, by the way, in case you didn't see that.
They don't want him to be governor of Florida.
No. They are very, very against him. And it's very funny to watch them go against him, because he's going to basically be the governor of one of the strongest, if not the strongest state in the country. And they do not want that in the state of Florida, because there's a number of them that live there, sir. A number of them live in the state of Florida. So they would not be very happy with the guy named Byron Donalds running their state, because I think he's interacted with that network before and got a bad taste in his mouth.
Imagine that.
I'm pro Byron Donalds.
Yeah, me too. We are calling, this is from Homeland Security. We are calling on Tim Walz and Mayor Frey to stop releasing illegal aliens from Minnesota's jails to re-perpetrate their crimes. Guys, re-perpetrate their crimes. ICE has more than 1,360 arrest detainers for the criminal illegal aliens in their custody. Honor them today. It is common sense. Criminal illegal aliens should not be released back onto our streets to terrorize more innocent Americans. Check this out, Shady. Wow.
Should be common sense.
Time and time again. I mean, we're talking about throughout the year, Bill, that our ICE officers.
And this is Tricia McLaughlin. She's the DHS Assistant Secretary.
Have lodged detainers. Those detainers have not been honored. There's a very easy solution to that, and it's to allow our federal law enforcement, our ICE and CBP officers, to work with the state and local officers on the ground. That's what the state and local law enforcement officers want to be doing, is enforcing the rule of law. But if you look at who is in those jails, currently sitting in those jails, Bill, 1,370 criminal illegal aliens in Minneapolis's custody. Murderers, rapists, child pedophiles, those people should serve their time and then they should be turned over to ICE. We have not seen that. We've seen no cooperation. We have not been allowed or have those detainers be honored. That is exactly what we're asking for today. Mayor Walz and, Governor Walz and Mayor Frey should come out today and agree to that. They should also agree to allowing their local law enforcement officers to give our law enforcement officers backup. That way, when our officers are being impeded, they're being obstructed, or they're being assaulted, we don't see public safety threats and crises like we've seen the last few days.
Wow. Common sense, Shady Groove.
I mean, one step at a time, everybody. One step at a time, and we can see it clearly. We explained that to you many, many times, and I think you can give us a little bit of credit here for understanding that the reason for the chaos, the reason Renee Good was shot, was because the state of Minnesota released the person that ICE was going after in that community from detention, and therefore she was trying to stop his being arrested, or her, whoever it was. That's what happened. And she literally gunned it. She crammed into
drive, baby, drive.
She crammed into the accelerator with full force. Whenever she was hit with the bullet, the action of her body, the mental action of her body was to press that accelerator, and it stayed pressed. They had to go over there and pull her foot off of the accelerator after the car had stopped moving. Yeah. Okay, you can hear it in the video. It's sad. It sucks. But that's what happened. And she made her own choice. We were all told, I know this is going to sound crass, but we are making natural selection great again. You got to have some common sense, guys. Like there's no, like, Jeff and I were talking about it personally. Like there's not a chance in hell any human that we knew would go interfere with police when they were doing anything that as a matter of fact, you would go the other way. You stayed far away from police interactions with none of your damn business.
Let me again, because this is worth remembering, who they're protesting and who ICE is arresting. You ready? One more time.
Okay.
So you're reporting, we're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
Oh, we're not. No, we're pressed. We're not.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane.
That's insane.
I think that any normal human being in the circumstance of sitting down for a bite to eat at a meal could legitimately understand that you cannot protect these people. We're involved in an argument that we should never be involved in. We're being dragged into this stuff like we're somehow saying something that's so over the top or out of the box that it can't be understood by the other side. That's crazy what these people are doing. And like the other thing, trying to make it about like throwing out brown people and all of these different things. I was really encouraged to see. I'd not seen that video that you showed earlier today. I was really encouraged to see that gentleman taking the time to dig into the media narrative that's like shoving through his television. You guys know this is coming to every single household through the morning news, right? Everybody gets up in the morning and they turn on this dumb stuff from CBS or NBC, and these idiots on the squawking box, they are talking like, oh, ICE agents are doing this and ICE agents are doing that. It's going to take your own due diligence, everybody.
Yeah.
It's sad. And heavy.
Crazy.
And crazy.
Wow. Remember that post about it'll be like you were never even here about Barack Hussein Obama?
Mm-hmm.
When we're done, it'll be like you're not even here. Well, this is how Trump's ruthless first year erased the Biden presidency.
Wow.
Interesting, hey?
Slow but steady.
That's almost like a Q-proof, but not. Technically it is Barack Hussein Obama because that's who ran this presidency. Let's just be honest.
That's who was running from the basement.
Yeah.
He had his little earpiece in Joe Biden.
In honor of National Popcorn Day, have a bucket or two on me. Thank you, Storm Rider. Thank you so much. And I saw a couple more other donations too. Thank you so much. But we're trying to, get through this so Jesse has a show tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, my God. So the Civil Rights is investigating the potential violations of the Federal FACE Act by those people with Don Lemon, desecrating a house of worship and interfering with Christian worshipers. And AG Bondi's on it. And President Trump, through Caroline Leavitt, said President Trump will not tolerate intimidation and harassment of Christians in their sacred places of worship. The Department of Justice has launched a full investigation into the despicable incident that took place earlier today. This was yesterday at a church in Minnesota.
If this were the case, you would have every synagogue in the country inundated with Muslims, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And let's not forget that Tim Walz is directly complicit in the theft of over $9 billion.
I think it's more than that.
I think it is too, but Trump says a different number, but what I've been seeing is 9, so I've seen 12. It's probably a lot more than that by the same people that have been attacking the federal officers in the last 2 weeks. Check this out.
They have an agenda. Tim Walz is losing oil pressure rapidly. A large and growing number of Minnesotans would really like to see him in jail. And we will see articles of impeachment introduced in the Minnesota House when the legislature convenes on the 17th of next month. He is complicit in the theft of over $9 billion by many of the same people that have been attacking federal officers for the past 2 weeks. He will condition any sort of investigation that the state does in order to continue to try to fit the far left narrative, which is a small fraction of a minority of Minnesotans. Most of Minnesota, Jackie, is operating normal. The vast majority of it is. Tim Walz and Jacob Fry are continuing to put this forward and get it going to the point that their media operatives in Minnesota who help them support their narrative will keep that narrative going. They have an agenda.
Yeah, and I love how he used oil pressure, because remember that video of Tim Walz trying to be a man and changing the oil in a truck, and he didn't even have What an idiot.
That was the same time where he was like he had the shotgun and he was like going out to like go duck hunting and he couldn't even figure out how to like how to close the firearm.
Yeah. And all this, and I told this to Shady the other day, we talked about it, that you are watching a movie. All of this is photo ops. You heard that gentleman who was a state senator in Minnesota saying a majority of Minnesotans want Walz in jail. Okay. The non-majority is being propped up by the fake news. You are watching a movie. For example, Shady went to the ICE facility close to him, and they were all staging like a die-in, and it got news, it made news. And then he went there just normally, and nobody was there. They just went there to get the photo op for the news and bailed. This is a fake. This is not real. Nobody thinks this way, guys, and you are not crazy, Shady. These people are not crazy. We're not crazy.
Thanks for bringing that up because, yes, that was exactly. They had this big news story. Libs of TikTok had it on their. They're putting out a Medford, Oregon ICE facility die-in. Well, guess what? They showed up at like 10 o'clock and they left at 11. The news was there at 10. They were paid for an hour. They were gone. They were literally gone. They weren't standing there and protesting ICE.
They got the shot.
They were going there for a media opportunity. They got their media opportunity. They spread it all across social media, and no one was there protesting anything.
Yeah. Remember when, what's his name? I don't really care, Margaret. Remember this, Shady? Remember J.D. Vance? I don't really care, Margaret.
Yeah.
Remember that? So let's watch Kristi Noem with Margaret, Shady. Check this out. Oh, my God.
Freaking. Oh.
What's the breakdown of the percentage of those who you have in custody who have actually committed a criminal offense versus just the civil infraction?
Every single individual has committed a crime, but 70% of them have committed or have charges against them on violent crimes and crimes that they are charged with or have been convicted of that have come from other countries that are here illegally, first of all, and then they have committed a criminal act while they've been here or in their home countries as well.
But it's not 70%.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is.
70% of everyone
you guys keep changing your percentage. You pick and choose what numbers you think work, but that is the facts, is that 70% of the people that we have detained have charges against them or have been convicted of charges, and they need to be brought to justice. And we're going to keep doing that no matter how much you guys keep lying and don't tell the public the truth. It absolutely is that these law enforcement officers are out there every day doing the work to protect the American people, and they will keep doing that because they believe in enforcing the law, which is exactly what President Trump has charged them with.
No, it isn't. Yes, it is.
And she went on to like expose the guy's name and stuff.
Yeah.
What's the breakdown?
Thank you, Margaret.
Yeah. These people are not pro-America. They are pro-globalist. They are pro the destruction of America. They want to represent America so that they can get rid of America. They don't want to represent America so they can make you more wealthy or more wise. Donald Trump is trying to make you more wealthy and more wise. A person in your life that has attempted to make you more wealthy or wise has probably been a pretty good influence on you, I would say. Probably wasn't trying to deceive you if a person is trying to make you wealthy and wise. Look at the difference. Always look at the fruits of the activity. Are these people, BLM, Antifa, all these things, where is it that they're making anything other than themselves wealthy? Think about it.
Yeah, and remember the BLM people had bought like mansions and stuff like that?
They didn't spread it around to everybody else, did they? If they were real true communists, wouldn't they take the big kitty of cash and hand everybody a couple bucks?
Yeah.
That's the way communism works.
So remember this too, guys. The Insurrection Act of 1807 determination that various state, Tim Walz, and local, Mayor Fry, authorities are not up to the task of responding to the growing unrest. It's not that they're up to the task. They actually refuse to, Shady. And I want to play Mayor Fry now. Check this out, guys. Wow.
The second these ICE agents leave the city, I'm telling you, you're going to have calm in Minneapolis, and you will continue to see the great comeback that we had been experiencing. Let us get back to that comeback. Let us live in peace. Let us have businesses that are open and daycares where you don't need to escort staff to and from. Let us live in a place where,
daycares have kids?
We'll stand up. If we have to sled down ice hills to get to a protest, we'll do that. If we've got to make sure that people are escorted to the grocery store, we'll do that. But truthfully, we want to get back to a place where we can just love on our city, do our daily activities, just like any other town in America. The second...
He's saying that they will escort illegals to the store.
They're doing it. They are escorting illegals to the store. They're also doing the shopping for them. They're going to the store for them and bringing their groceries back to the pedophile in the house.
Yeah. Wow.
So that they don't have to go outside. And they're also harboring them. And if you listen to AI says you can't chase. AI says that ICE doesn't have the authority to chase an illegal immigrant into an American's home and get him. That's what AI thinks. But let me tell you something. If that Boston bomber or one of these other people had committed crimes that ended up in your house, I sure as hell can guarantee you that the SWAT team will go right the hell into your house. They'll go right into your basement. They'll break your windows. They'll break your door. They'll break anything they got to break to get that guy out of there, and then they'll pay you for your damages later. That's the way America works, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't like it, you might want to move somewhere else.
Florida.
No, that's America.
Oh. All right, ICE is removing some of the worst and most violent criminals in the world from our country and bringing them back home where they belong. Why is Minnesota fighting for this? Do they really want murderers and drug leaders and child people, right, to be ensconced in their community? The thugs that are protesting include many highly paid agitators, professional agitators, and anarchists. Is this really what Minnesota wants? The crooked governor and Congresswoman Omar, who married her brother, don't mind because it keeps the focus off their $18 billion plus fraud that has taken place in the state. Don't worry, we're on it. So he's saying 18 billion, Shady. See how I'm seeing all these different numbers?
Yeah, 18 is the number that is kind of sticking right now, but it's going to escalate. It's going to dramatically increase from there because they're just now getting to the, we only got the Leering centers. We don't have all of the transportation. We don't have the autism centers yet. Guys, start looking around. You got autism centers all over your cities. Everywhere there's autism centers, but guess who's not there? There's nobody with autism going to the autism center.
There's nobody there, probably.
No, it's just a freaking money hole funnel for these corrupt politicians.
Shady, I want you to. So this is Rep. Ilhan Omar. Okay, let's see how she refers to the beautiful United States of America. God bless the United States. You ready?
I have a feeling that it's not going to be positive.
You're gonna love it.
Oh, I have a feeling you're going to get me mad.
Here we go.
The one place where we thought we would never experience this is the U.S. goddamn states. The one.
Yeah.
So I got some Muslim illegally here from Somalia, probably
married
calling my United States the U.S. goddamn states. I'm sorry, guys. That pisses me off.
I think that we talked about them already in this broadcast. To explain to you who they really are. We've explained to you who they really are.
Somebody did something.
Some people did some things.
Wow. That's not acceptable. That's a congresswoman, guys.
Maybe not for much longer.
Yeah. Wow, guys. I'm just saying, unbelievable. Then you've got FBI Director Kash Patel. Another FBI 10 most wanted fugitive has been captured. There's no arrests, though, Shady.
This is like 5 out of the 10, right?
5 out of 10, guys.
Half of them in a year.
Kash Patel, God bless you.
Today's the 19th, so tomorrow marks 1 year since the inauguration.
Yeah.
1 year. How long were those 5 people? Go look and check out how long those 5 people have been on the FBI most wanted list. See how many administrations are involved.
Yeah. Wow.
Or how many FBI directors. Wasn't just from the last one.
Here's Shady's favorite meme right now. Look at me. I'm yelling at ICE.
I love that. That is my new favorite.
That is them too, guys. It's ridiculous. I also, Shady, there was something kind of interesting that happened this weekend. You know, we're talking about Dan Bongino, all right? And he actually realizes now, and we got it like pretty much clocked, Shady Groove. We got it proven. I know it's from somebody that, you know, has us blocked. You know, we've got Dilly and the other guy, they blocked us, but I think it's a huge win for this show, guys. Dan Bongino posted General Black Pill for General Flynn, guys. This is a huge win.
At least Bongino can see it now. He blocked me because of my rhetoric about Flynn initially. So at least he sees it now, and we can see that he sees it, and that is a massive win for us.
Yeah. Here you go.
Did Dan Bongino just realize that Flynn was no good?
Sabotage people like Flynn, people like Patel.
And the MG show supported Cash Patel.
It's great to be back with you guys.
Okay, let's bring them in right now.
You guys are the best. I love being on your program.
Boom. Thank you very much. I am happy about that. I'm not happy about the person that he's dealing with. I'm not happy about Dilly because I think they're trying to control the narrative as much as they can. But we've been doing it since 2023. 8/8/2023 is when we became public, Shady.
I think their angle is trying to keep Roger Stone out of it.
Yep, me too.
So we'll see.
Yep. So Dan Bongino unblocked me, right? He amplified a Flynn Black Pill meme. That is a big W because the MG show called it early. We've backed Cash all the way. He's been on our show many times. No division, just truth and results. Thanks, Bongino. Appreciate it. How about a follow back and an unblock for Shady Groove with 3 O's?
I like that idea. Boy, oh boy, wouldn't that be something?
Let's rally for 2026 midterms together because, you know, we now know. And it's interesting that, you know, Cash has been on the show. He signed my book saying how much he loves the MG show. Please help us out, maybe. I know you don't understand or like Q because you have your own knowledge. I get that. It's respectable. But we do understand Q. And we understand it probably better than most people out there, Shady. And I'm just doing a plea out there saying we reported on it and it got me blocked. You know, Hillary Clinton put me on a list. It got me blocked off everywhere. All these stupid narratives about QAnon, blah, blah, blah. I was on CNN supporting Cash Patel and my interview was based on Q posts. 99% of the FBI are good. You know that, Dan. I know that. And so does Cash. God bless you. Thank you. Shady.
We'd like to just explain that there is value to the conversation. We can explain the value of it. The value of Q. It's not what they said it was. It's something different, and it's something that I don't see anybody else broadcasting but this show.
Yeah.
So thank you guys, everybody, so much. It's Monday. That's Monday. I can't believe we are here a year into the Trump administration 2.0, and the distance that we have gone in 365 days is unbelievable. It's like moving light years, and now we have built a perfect foundation of which to build the future of the country, guys. We're building the future of the country into the next. Here on our 250th anniversary, we are setting the country up for another 250 years. Easy.
Yeah. So they want you divided, Shady, right?
They do.
Why are we here, you and me?
We're here to unite you.
And we were here because, you know, we picked up a mic because we started following Q and we wanted to report on it correctly. And Q was providing crumbs. Building an army. The Q army is what we built. Not convinced this is spreading. You, the people, have the power. You, the people, just forgot how to play. And we are here to remind you. Together you are strong, apart you are weak. They want you divided, Shady. They want race wars. Okay? They want class wars, religious wars, political wars. They want you divided. Learn. Lear. Learn. Forgotten country. Lear. Stay strong. Stay together, guys. Fight. This is more important than you can imagine, Shady.
It really is. God bless you, each and every one.
See you guys tomorrow.
Much love.
Division is man-made, designed to keep you powerless, fighting and enslaved. The narrative has you. Together you're invincible. past their control. You awake and thinking is their greatest fear. Have faith and trust yourself. We're in it now together.
They want you divided. They want you labeled by race, religion, and class. www.mg.show. Boom.